qualities Dharma is teaching us from childhood, if we are lucky. And if we are not lucky from childhood, then you can join an ashram and you learn it in an ashram. But Dharma is really, really the key ingredient for any success in the temporary existence and in the eternal existence. Only if you follow Dharma, you can prepare yourself to go back to God. Krishna gives the Dharma. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says, this is Dharma. Dharmasya. So I'm coming to give Dharma to the human beings, Krishna says. And if people are miscreants, if they're going against Dharma, then they have to go into the repeated birth. And as you see, actually, even though we cannot see it 100%, because some things are hidden behind the veil, but the law of karma, the bad action and the reaction, they are so close to each other. You can see it. Yes, he was born, he did this, and he died the next lifetime. But then we see what happened to others. Let's say if you're born into a factory farm, what is that karma? You're tortured from the moment you're born to the moment you die. Tortured by whom? By human beings. They do that to you. Because you did it to somebody else. That's, the Bible says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. What does that mean? You have to see how many teeth and how many eyes the animals have. It doesn't say human eye for human eye and the human tooth for human. No, no, no. It says eye and tooth. So karma is really, really strict. The suffering is going on, and the exit from this material world is closed. Next death. How many times have we been born and died? How many times? Nobody knows. Maybe you remember some past life in some dream. Where was I? This looks familiar to me. Maybe I was here already before. Huh? There are certain people that remember of their hypnotic regressions to previous lifetimes. There's so many there, make movies about it and everything. But for us in India, it's like potatoes and peanuts. Karma is a reality. Reincarnation is a reality. It's not, you don't have to go to high school to study that there is reincarnation in karma. We know that. Because it's been given by the sages in succession for thousands of years, is beyond a doubt. If that is true, then why did God create this? Because at the same time, you can say that the materialistic lifestyle is full of pleasures. We are going from one pleasure to the next pleasure, to the next pleasure, to the next pleasure. In other words, you can enjoy in the material world, but in the end you will not. Don't lean on the walls. You will not in the end, but in the meantime you may think, I'm getting this pleasure, that pleasure, that pleasure. And this is what illusion is like. Illusory pleasure. It's not real pleasure. Because when you have a pleasure, just like a drug, you take a drug, then you go, oh, and the drug comes down, and then you have a headache. Like people, they drink alcohol, they always have a headache next day. Then they drink again. So, we have to accept that there's a very scientific design behind everything. And what's the purpose? There's one thing my guru said, and please mark my words. He said, when you come to the final conclusion of life, like Narottam Das Thakur's cry, when you come to understand that highest love is the greatest achievement of existence, then you will feel what I had to go through to come to this conclusion. There was nothing. Just like a little problem, like a mosquito on the beach. Bing, or you do this. There's pain and pleasure. This is part of the world. But that's happiness and distress, cold and warm. And you have to learn how to tolerate that. They will come anyway. You can't do anything about it. But those who have learned, they tolerate them and focus on the essence, which is Krishna's service. Serving with love. That is the only sane thing to do. I'm trying to serve you right now. I don't have any love, but I love you a little bit. If I say I love you a lot, then maybe it's not true, so I say a little bit. But I'm trying to serve you. I'm coming here for that purpose. Deliver this message. Today of this song, we didn't even open the books. Just this one song has us warned from the poison of this materialistic attitude. Now, if you go somewhere else, you can serve them by telling them what you've heard. If you're convinced. If you're convinced of this, you will write another song in your own word, in your own language. There was one poet in Germany, his name was Hermann Hesse. And he wrote one book called Siddhartha. Anybody read the book Siddhartha of you? Yes. 2 people. Siddhartha is a book of search, searching for the truth. And I was reading Siddhartha as a young boy. And at the end of the book, Govinda, the person who's looking, he gets to live next to the Ganga and doing his meditation and preparing to leave this body. When I read that, I said, oh, I want to live next to the Ganga and wait for to leave this body. Now I'm staying next to the Yamuna and waiting But we have a temple in Mayapur, right next to the Ganga. You can sit there, watch the Ganga, just like Govinda. That was my desire when I was 15 years old. And Krishna fulfilled it. Here's your Ganga, here's your hut. Now go and meditate. It's imaginable, no? I was in Germany, far away from Ganga and anything, you know, just as a kid. But the book was so good. Siddhartha. It pushes you on the spiritual path. So Hermann Hesse, sometimes writers they know, they give a message that like this is a poet, a great poet who wrote this. He reveals his heart, he puts himself, that's me. Look, if you can learn anything from me, learn it. If you can't, I'm sorry. So when we preach, it's like that. Why did I say this? Why did I say that? I don't know. Of course, I know I like the animals, and I don't want them to be slaughtered. I don't want them to be mistreated. That pains me a lot. But I know it's their karma. If they're going through that, because they've done it in the past themselves. They themselves were doing horrible things because everybody is doing to everybody, except those who follow Dharma. Those who don't follow Dharma, they must be doing something really nasty, really wrong. in my first temple I opened in Lima, Peru. We came there, no money. So we wanted to open a temple in Peru. So there was a sign in the street, Hiron Callao, a little food stall for sale. So I went in there, it was like no floor, it was really like the most rudimentary in an old house which was about to break to pieces. So we got this place, that was our first temple in Lima. Preaching started there, many devotees were made there. But the next door neighbor, he was a big criminal. He was putting advertisements in the newspaper looking for young ladies, nice job, like this. Then many young girls would walk in there. He would give them drugs. They became drug addicted, and then he sent them out for prostitution. Right next door. And we had to see this guy every day. Here's the temple preaching, and there's this guy cheating ladies, young girls. So this is a misery. We in this world, we are all involved in the crime. More direct or more indirect. Maybe just as consumer. That's why devotees don't like leather. Because the leather comes from the slaughterhouse. You may have a nice leather, such a nice material, no? Very strong, very can do lots of things. Where does it come? They took out the skin of somebody and make this your leather. Sorry, this is not good. Of course, there's also ahimsa leather. You can take from naturally dyed animals. You can also there's different solutions. But, so I preach on behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves. And I speak on behalf of those who have not heard before. Maybe first time they hear, maybe they're waking up. This is confirmed by these songs, this is confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam, confirmed by Bhagavad Gita, confirmed by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, who 500 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. This movement which we are spreading here, the reason that we are some foreigners in India is because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He went around the world, said, come here, learn about Dharma, and try to give your life to this. So that's what we're trying to do. Rather imperfectly, but that's what we're trying to do. So if you can catch anything of what I say, and try to put it into practice in your life, then you will be benefited. If nothing else, just chant Hare Krishna and light will come to you. Light will come to you from all sides. More light and more light and more light. And finally, instead of light, you will be seeing Krishna in his beautiful, eternal Swarupa. This eternal Swarupa of Krishna. That will be revealed to you when you really want this. And that is your concern. I know you're all young people, you want to get married, you want to have children, you want to have me, you want to have this, you want to have that. Okay, maybe you get it, maybe you don't get it, that's not it's not under my control. But whether young or whether old, only love for God will fulfill that gap, that need you have. That need you have, I have, everyone has. Only the Supreme Lord and His love can fulfill. And you know the wonderful thing? When you love God, when you accept Him in your heart and like that, you start shining love towards everyone. You're shining love because you love everyone. It's not easy, but it's possible. Great souls, they dedicate themselves to the welfare of everyone. And they don't want anything in return. That is devotion. Giving everything without any desire for any return. Prabhupada is saying, now when it's my time. And I have not asked you for any question. Do you have any questions? Something urges you? Something you want to say? Yes, go ahead.
My English is very bad, so forgive me for that.
Can you speak a little louder?
Forgive me for my English. My English is so bad.
Oh, no problem. Mine too.
My question is, when the all four yogas, Treta Yuga, Sat Yuga end, then you will start.
Yes.
So the new Ram will come, new Krishna Leela will does or other Leelas or.
Yes. These incarnations of the Lord, they are cyclical. They come again and again. Look how many universes, how many galaxies are there. If you want to hear about God and think about what God is and how He does things, we can only say achintya, 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 achintya. Inconceivable. You cannot understand the microcosmos, you cannot understand the macrocosmos, you cannot hardly understand anything, but you are looking for love. You have love inside of you because Krishna put that in you. And you're looking for reciprocation of that need of love. And when you meet the Krishna in his Dharma revelation, you become a love power. And then you want to share that love with everyone. And that's enough. Because sharing love makes life livable and valuable. Otherwise, what are you going to do? Well, what am I going to share? I'm going to give a long lecture like this about hair shampoo. You should use this hair shampoo, it makes your hair more soft and more this and more that and that. Huh? Some salespeople, they give lecture on this issue and that issue and that. No, we only have one issue here. Find your love. You are from Him. He has given that love inside of you. Krishnera Swantaya Aya Nityela Krishna Das. And love means service. I want to serve. Without service is no love. That's why we give the mother's example. Because the mother is so loving and she serves the child with so much energy, so much dedication. That's why mothers are unique. And that love Krishna has given on every mother, it's also in you. So beyond the love of the child is the love for God, which is even greater than the love for the child. Real love for God is greater than a mother's love. But the mother's love is very high. So then you can understand the love for God must be very high, very dedicated, very wholeheartedly. Anyhow, all what I say is confirmed by the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, without love, you cannot understand it. By your heart, not by your mind. Your mind, your mind is such a crazy mind. But he's helping. When the mind is helping to find the love, then it gives you good guidance. When the mind is looking for lust and exploitation, very dangerous fellow. More questions?
Jai.
Jai Guru Maharaj.
Jai Guru Maharaj.